Zimitang is a place which I have not even dreamt to visit. I have painted similar views when I was a kid. I'm sure you have done the same too. Mountains at the horizon with clouds hanging around the grand vista. A river rushing through the area. Small homes dotted through the vast expanse of mountains. Well, this is where it was actually a reality. I don't know if I will ever witness such a place again. It was like living in a painting for a day. The day started with a surprise when we came to know that we are being honored by the people of Zemithang, as we were the first biker group to come here. They welcomed us as well as prayed for our safe journey. These things makes us wonder how much kindness is there in the world. After getting the blessings, we set off for our next target to conquer Bumla. For the day there were two routes, one of which was an off-road and the other was the tarmac. I chose to go through the off-road route. The other route, which was mostly tarmac, was a little bit longer. The off-road route was much shorter, but it was much more difficult one. For this episode, you will not find me talking directly to the camera, as this route required maximum concentration. Hence, I decided that we should consider safety first. The route was tough, but had splendid views. You will see ahead in the drone shots. The first section of road right after the village was as tough as it gets. It was one hairpin bend after another as we climbed the mountain. You can see in the Google Maps and can imagine the thrill to conquer such a terrain. It was a narrow winding road through the mountains with deep valley to the side. The road was good in this section, and since we were the only people using it, it was an exciting experience. I don't think so I saw any vehicle other than our group. There were snow-capped mountains at the far end of the scenery. Unfortunately, action camera doesn't do justice to the view. Every time there was a hairpin, we saw the scenery again with another viewing angle. It was like I was waiting to get to the next hairpin bend so that I can see the views again. We climbed steadily for nearly half an hour. After the section, we got to a relatively flat area. Here we clicked some pictures and soaked in the views. Then we started climbing down the mountains. At one point, the road condition became worse as the road were filled with gravel and loose stones. However, we kept on going. At the end of the off-road section, there was a surprise waiting for us. Jongetsa Lake, also fondly called as Maduri Lake, was there in all its glory. It is called Maduri Lake as Tanhai Tanhai song from Koila movie was shot here. I was able to capture the best image of the whole trip here too. After taking some rest, we were ready for Bumla. It was time to go to one of the highest passes of India at 15,200 feet. It was time to get closer to the snow-clad mountains. As we started to climb, we saw many glacial lakes which were formed at such high altitude. The weather changed drastically as it suddenly became extremely cold. I was seeing snow-clad mountains for the first time from such a short distance. They were all around us as we drove through Bumla. Soon it started to drizzle, which made the cold even worse. However, I don't think anyone was minding the weather as we were rushing towards one of the main highlights of the trip. Bumla Pass is close to China border. We saw the Chinese military just beyond the border. Historically, Bumla Pass is very significant during India-China war. At Bumla, one of the Indian soldiers described about its relevance. He also explained the adversity our armed forces go through for securing our borders in such a hostile weather. Everyone was pumped and filled with patriotism. It was not allowed to take videos there and hence that is something one will have to go there to experience. After Bumla, we rode back to Tawang to take much needed rest. It was an eventful day from which I will take tons of memory.